Okay, mystery solved. We didn't have any power because we didn't plug it in. Can you guys hear me now? Test 1, test 2. Yeah? Do we have? Yes. Okay, great. Welcome, guys. For those of you who followed the class before, you must be panting a little bit, feeling a little hot. We're going to continue in that flow, but not before I give you guys some time to catch your breath. And for those of you who are just joining for this class, we're going to start slowly and then build up the fire as we move along in this class, okay? All right. So today for the class, make sure you have a piece of wall that you can use later on. It doesn't have to be big, but just a little space that's cleared out. And after that, you can just come onto your mat, come into a comfortable cross-legged seated position or any other seated position you like. And you can start by closing your eyes. I'll just take a few deep breaths to start off with. And really taking the time to draw your attention in. Take the time to deepen your breath, to slow it down. And try to let the breath come through the belly. Deep belly breaths. Then start to focus on the sitting bones and feel the weight of the body pressing down through the sitting bones. You're going to try and let more weight come down onto the mat. And you can lean slightly back with your upper body, shifting the weight from kind of the middle of the legs towards the back. You might feel the weight shift even more into the sitting bones. Now start to lengthen the spine. One vertebrae at a time, elongating the back, lifting the crown of the head up. And keep the chin slightly tucked in. Keep a long neck. All right. We're going to start with some gentle movements. You can keep your eyes closed. Let the arms come out in front of you. Bring the elbows together. Bend the elbows. And see if you can keep your elbows and your palms touching. All right. And then on our next inhale, we're going to lift the arms up. You lift your chin up. You reach up as much as you can without releasing the elbows or the palms. Exhale, let the elbows come down. We'll do that a few times, using the inhale to lift the elbows up, rounding the upper back, or arching the upper back rather, lifting the head up. Exhale, coming down. And just do this in the pace of your own breath. Every inhale, lifting up. Every exhale, coming back to center. And here you could even exaggerate if that feels good. With every inhale, really reaching all the way back. Maybe let the hands rest onto the forehead. Every exhale, you could round the spine, kind of crunch up, but keeping the elbows and the palms together. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, coming back down. And just see where in the spine you have space to maybe move a little deeper. Where in the shoulders there's space to move a little deeper. All right, and we're going to do one more, last one. On the next inhale, you're going to lift the elbows up, keep them together, and then stay where you are. Keep breathing. Good. Exhale, coming back to center. And you can release the arms down and slowly open the eyes. All right. Now, if you felt that there's a lot of tension in the shoulders or in the neck, just take some time to loosen up that particular area. Could be that this small movement kind of showed you an area that was tight you weren't really aware of. So take the time, release that part of the body. All right. Now we're going to come onto our knees, letting the hands come out in front of you. We're going to work on the wrists a little bit. We're going to reach forward, interlace the fingers, then press the palms away. Now here, really try and extend the arms. Mine are a little curved, a little bent in a weird way. But just try and extend all the way through so that you really feel a stretch for the wrists as you're here. Okay? Now from here, we're going to lift the arms up. You can look up if you want, but most importantly here is that you avoid this banana shape for the spine. You keep your ribs tucked in, you reach the arms up, and you keep extending the arms so that you feel that stretch for the wrists. Good. Reach, reach, reach. Good. And exhale. The arms are going to come forward again. I'm still extending the arms. You're going to feel the arms in a moment, okay? So keep them really active. Inhale, reaching up. Ribs are still tucked in. No arching here. Good. Keep extending the arms. And exhale. Hands in front of you again. Keep extending. You're going to create a little circle. Inhale, reaching up, tucking the ribs in. Exhale, moving the arms over to the right. Draw a big circle. Moving the arms down, over to the left, and all the way up. Good. Other way around. Going over to the left, coming down, to the right, and up. Okay, one more time, both sides. Right, down, left, up. Oh, okay, I'll speak up. Over to the left, down, right, and up. All right, good. Now let the arms come forward again. I hope you're still really extending those arms, and I hope you feel a little bit of a stretch for the wrists, for the forearms. Good, now we're going to reverse it. We're going to flip the palms towards you. And you can round your spine. Push the shoulder blades away from the palms. Really rounding, rounding, rounding. Good. Now flip over. Extending the arms. Push the palms away. Now roll the shoulders back. Push the chest forward. Good. Exhale. Reverse. Rounding the spine. Palms towards you. Push them away. One more time. Inhale. Flip the palms away from you. Push the chest forward. Shoulders back. Good. And exhale. Rounding. Palms towards you. Push the shoulder blades away. All right. And we're going to come to center. You can release. You can give the hands a little shake. Maybe roll them out if you really felt the forearms. I don't know about you, but I work all week behind a desk and a laptop, and I have a really bad posture. So this whole area can get super sore, super tight, and doing these kinds of stretches really work in that area that needs it most. All right. Now, we're going to focus a little bit on our fingers here. I want you to come down onto hands and knees. If you want to make it a little harder, you can let the knees come slightly further back or even more so that you end up in this supported plank position, okay? If you're not really sure what's going to happen, just keep the knees underneath the hips and you'll be fine. Okay, now look at your hands. Hands are going to be about shoulder width apart. You're going to press the hands into the floor and make sure you're not hanging in your shoulders. What I mean with that, I don't want you to do this. I want you to be here. Long neck, big space between the shoulders and the ear. Good. Now from here, come onto the fingertips of the right hand. Come onto the fingertips of the left hand. Good. Lower down, back onto the right hand, and back onto the left hand. We're still extending in the arms. We're pressing the shoulders away from the ears, and then back to the right hand and the left. Come on to the fingertips. If it feels okay, you could lean into the hands a bit more. Put more weight onto the fingertips. Okay, going back down and back down. And then just do this a couple of times in your own pace. Shifting the weight from the entire palm into the fingertips. See what happens when you put weight into the fingertips. Good. Continue. Okay. One more time. Maybe stay on the fingertips a little longer. See if you can lean forward even more. Good. Press, press, press. And coming down onto the palms. All right, good. You can sit back, give your fingers a break, maybe a little shake. Okay. Now we're going to do this again, but we're going to make it a little harder. Now, if your fingers are bending in weird ways, like mine doesn't bend further than this, but some people have these super bendy fingers, which can make these finger drills a little uncomfortable. If that's the case for you, just keep your knees down. Don't force the fingers too much. But if you're okay, your fingers are feeling okay, we're going to try and make this a little harder by coming into a plank pose. Now, in plank, first thing, I want your shoulders to be away from the ears, not here. And then I want your belly to be active, your core to be active. So we're not hanging, we're not doing this kind of up dog almost. We're keeping the core really active. We're keeping the hips and the ribs squeezed together. Good. Now here, look at your hands again. Spreading the fingers wide. We're going to press the right fingers into the mat and then come on to the fingers. If that's okay, you come on to the fingers of the left hand as well. See what this feels like. And then come back down. All right. And we're going to do this a couple of times. Coming onto the fingers and coming back down. Onto the fingers and back down. Please make sure you still have your shoulders active, you have your core active. Good. Onto the fingers, back down, and onto the fingers one last time. Maybe hold it a little longer, keeping the core engaged. Keeping the shoulders active. All right, and coming down. Good, you can come down onto the knees. And once more, give it a shake. Give your fingers a little bit of movement. All right, now these strong fingers are really important, not just if we want to do handstands, but they're also important for strong and controlled chaturanga, for crow pose, for so many types of arm balances, because the fingers are going to be on the floor and they're going to help you to control where your weight is. So keeping your center of mass right above your foundation. And that's why strong fingers are going to give you a lot of stability in all these postures upside down or on your arms. All right. Coming back onto hands and knees, we're going to focus a little bit more on stability by centering our postures in the shoulders. Pressing the toes into the mat, we're going to lift the knees up and come into a floating tabletop. So my knees here are really quite low, just like being on all fours. But here I want the core to do most of the work and the shoulders to be the stabilizing factor. So imagine here that you press your body all the way back with your arms, and then with your feet you press your body back forward. So you're really pushing the hands and the feet into the mat, but nothing is really happening. All right, now stay here. Keep the belly active. Keep the arms pressing into the mat. Very good. Now we're going to lift the hips up, 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 and come into a downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Take a moment to yourself. If you want to move here, do so. Just taking a moment to relax in the shoulders, relax in the legs, in the core. All right. Keeping those hands on the mat. And next, exhale. We're going to come back down. Knees come right above the mat. Good. Start to push the hands into the floor. Push the feet into the floor. Find that center. Now shifting all the weight into the left hand. I'm going to tap the right hand to the left shoulder. Keep your knees low. Check whether the knees are still low. Good. Shifting. Right hand down, all the weight in the right hand, left hand on the right shoulder. Knees are low. Good. Shifting. And maybe you feel with that hand how much the shoulder needs to work. You feel all those little muscles stabilizing. Shifting to the other side. Very good. One more time. Right hand on left shoulder. And left hand on right shoulder. Good. Hands back down to the mat. Lifting the hips back up. Back to a downward dog. And release. Again, do whatever feels good here. If you want to stretch the legs out or do something else, everything's fine. All right. And we'll do one more. Look at your hands. Roll forward and let the knees come down. Back to that floating tabletop. Pressing the hands down. Press your body slightly back. Feet are pressing it back forward. All right. Now again, we'll shift all the weight into the right hand. Let the left hand come onto your lower back. Good. Keep your shape. Keep the knees low. Keep your belly tucked in. Keep that left arm or the right arm straight. All right, very good. And we'll shift. Placing the hand down onto the mat, shifting all the weight into that hand. Let the other hand come onto your lower back. Good. Pressing into the mat, keeping the knees low. And exhale, release. Both hands back onto the mat. And lifting the hips up. Good. Good job. Now release. And we'll stay a little longer here. So really take your time to get comfortable in your downward facing dog. Pressing the heels down. And find that length in the spine. Creating a super long straight spine. Now for those of you who were here last week, practicing the handstand. We're gonna do some shoulder activations here. What we're gonna do is, first, we're gonna extend the arms even more. Let the arms come really, really close to the ears, and then on the exhale, we're releasing. But we're doing this in downward dog, okay? So you're gonna press your hands into the mat. Let the arms come really close to the ears. And on the exhale, you're going to release. Let the head move away from the arms. Inhale, squeeze the hands onto the mat. Let the arms come close to the ears, extending through the shoulders. And exhale, release. Inhale, try and extend. Arms reaching towards the mat. Squeeze them close to the ears. Exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, extending, reaching, 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 elongating the sides of the body. And exhale, release. Good. All right. Now, small steps to walk the feet forward. Take your time here. Let the feet come all the way forward and just dangle the upper body. You can hold on to your elbows. You can let the hands rest onto the floor. And see if you can let the lower back become soft, the shoulders become soft. If you want, you could bend the knees quite a bit, really relaxing and releasing in the spine. All right, and then in center, we're slowly gonna roll ourselves up. Knees can be bent here. And we're gonna come up one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. Coming all the way up. Good. All right. Now really rolling the shoulders back and down, standing super tall. I think my wire is a little stuck. Yeah. All right, good. Now coming to the top of the mat, we're gonna throw in some sun salutations. So bring your feet together, make sure the big toes are touching. And then start by tucking your belly in. So you want to avoid this kind of slouched position. Keep it really active, pulling your belly button up towards your heart, and then rolling the shoulders back and down. Stand up nice and tall. Good. Go back to your deep, controlled breath, coming in and out through the belly. All right. And on our next inhale, we're going to reach the arms up. Look up. Exhale, fold forward. Let the hands come down towards the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Look forward. Hands can be on the legs. Exhale, step both feet to the back of the mat. Coming into a plank. Active arms, active core. Exhale, knees come down, lowering down onto the belly. And inhale, moving into a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look at your hands. And next inhale, we're going to step both feet forward. Lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up, look up. Keeping that belly active. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step both feet to the back of the mat. Core is active. Now, if you want, keep your knees off the mat as you lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look at the hands. Inhale, step both feet forward, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, stretch the arms up. We're going to pick up the pace. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step both feet to the back of the mat, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look at the hands. Inhale, step both feet forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step both feet to the back of the mat, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look at the hands. Inhale, step both feet to the front of the mat, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Throw in some variations. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step both feet to the back of the mat, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now stay here And use the next inhale to reach the right leg up. Good, try and reach it as high as you can, keeping the hips squared. Press the arms into the mat. See if it's possible for you to really extend through the side of the shoulders, making sure the arms get a little closer to the ears, and keep that right leg lifted. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Exhale, look at your hands. Now roll the shoulders forward. Let the right knee come over to the right elbow. Touch it. Keep it there. Good. Squeeze it in. Very good. And then pull the knee to your chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And over to the left elbow. Touch it. Hold it there. Keep it squeezed in. All right. Inhale, back to your chest. And then softly step that right foot down between your hands. Inhale, both arms come up. Now let the elbows and the palms come together just like we did before. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, release both hands down to the mat. Step that right foot back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing left, inhale, left leg up. Keeping the hips squared. And then see if you can push the floor away. Extend through the side of the shoulders. Let the arms come a little closer to the ears. Reach, reach, reach that leg up. Keep the arms active. Core is active, hips stay squared. Very good. Keep your balance. All right, now exhale, look at your hands. Roll the shoulders forward. Let the left knee come towards the left elbow. Keep it there. Keep it squeezed in. Very good. Now let it come to the chest. Squeeze it in here. All right, stay there. Over to the right elbow. Squeeze it in. Try to keep your shape. Try to keep the ears away from the shoulders. Inhale, back to center. And then softly step the left foot between your hands. Bring both arms up. High lunge. Exhale, elbows together, palms together. And inhale, we're reaching up. Exhale, hands come back down. Left leg back, lower down. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, stay there. Catch your breath for a moment. Taking a deep inhale. Deep exhale. Look at the hands. Now instead of stepping the feet forward, we're going to see if we can hop the feet forward. But first we'll do a couple of donkey kicks. So making sure the hands are shoulder width apart, fingers pressed into the mat. We're going to come onto the tippy toes and use the exhale to drop the hips down. Inhale, jumping up. And come back down where you came from. We'll do that 3 times. Inhale, reaching up. And come back down. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Now the 4th jump, you're going to come forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, reaching the arms back up. One last time. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Now if you want, you can hop the feet back, lifting the hips up and come back down. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Look at the hands. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Bring it to center. To left elbow. Back to center. And step your foot down. Good. Lift both arms up. Exhale, elbows, palms together. Inhale, reaching up high. Exhale, release. Hands come down. Step the right foot back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up high. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, to chest, to right elbow, to chest. And step the foot between your hands. Reach both arms up. Exhale, elbows and palms together. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, come back down. Step the left foot back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, good job. Yes. All right. We have plenty of time here. So you're going to lower your knees down and sit down onto your heels, coming into a child's pose. Just taking a moment here to catch your breath. If you feel there's still something a bit stuck in your shoulder, just take a moment here to release in whatever area you need to release some in. And try and slow your breath down again. All right. So hopefully you feel your arms burn a bit, you feel your core burn a bit, and that's all the stuff we need to get a little bit of activation, a little bit of control as we try and go upside down. All right. You can move your body up, bring your hands down in front of you on the mat, coming onto hands and knees, and we'll see if we can release a bit more in the shoulders and the spine by moving through some cat-cow postures, using our inhale to drop the chest down, lift the head up, and exhale to round the spine, look at the belly button, push the floor away. Inhale, arching, lift the head up, and exhale, rounding, drop the chin down. Here, if you want to create more stretch, you could lean forward a bit. And as you arch, you could sit back, maybe come all the way towards the heels, creating a wave. Every exhale, rounding, roll forward. Every inhale, arching, and move back. Good. Now move in your own pace. Just see what feels good for you here. All right. Do a few more waves. All right, now next time you're forward with the shoulders, you're going to press your toes into the mat. And inhale, arching, move the hips back up, coming back to a downward facing dog. All right, now we're going to make it a little harder. You look at your hands. Both hands are pressed firmly down, and then using the exhale to drop both elbows down simultaneously, if you can. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, drop the elbows down. Your heels don't need to stay on the floor. You could lift them up, you could bend your knees. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Last time, coming down. And we're gonna stay down. Now look at your hands, look at your elbows. If they're a little bit too narrow or too wide, just adjust them. Coming shoulder width apart with the elbows and the hands. Good, now walk your feet in as much as you can. Good. We're gonna come into some dolphin dips from here. Now, if this really hurts your shoulders, know that there's always the option to bring the palms together. Look at your hands, and then using the inhale to lean forward, maybe tap the floor with your nose above your hands. Exhale, push back. Inhale, forward, tap. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward, tap. Exhale, back. See if you can do 5, or if you have a lot of energy, maybe do 10. Good. I'm gonna let you guys continue to do this. I mean, I think 5 give a good example of what I mean, right? This for me is always really tough. You can really feel the shoulders burn. Maybe if you have a little bit more strength in the shoulders, it's really easy, so knock yourself out. I'm just gonna, know that you guys are working, and I'm just gonna sit for a moment. All right. So these muscles that help you push back, those are the muscles that are gonna provide a lot of stability and a lot of strength as you move upside down. So if this is really tough for you, know that is something that you could work on, and it's a relatively safe way to work on the strength in the shoulders. All right, we're not done yet though. Okay, so once you're done, you can sit onto your heels, take a moment, catch your breath, and I'll set up for the next one. It's quite similar. Again, I'm gonna bring my shoulders, or my elbows shoulder width apart. You could grab your elbows to make sure that they are. Hands come down in front of you. Palms could be together or on the mat. And then I'm pressing the toes back into the mat. Lift the hips up. Same thing, I'm walking my feet in as much as I can, but this time around I'm gonna lift my right leg up as high as I can. Okay, good. Now try and shift as much weight as you can into the arms instead of into that left foot. Reaching that right foot as high as you can. Maybe come on to the tippy toes of that left foot. Good, now see if we can hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, release. Can come down, take a break. Maybe roll those shoulders out again. So I hope that makes sense, shifting the weight into the arms instead of keeping it in the foot. I really want you to lean forward without collapsing forward. If your hamstrings are a little bit more tight, it might seem a lot harder, but the principle is the same. I'll show on the other side what you can do if you don't have hamstrings that are that open. So setting up the same way, lifting up my hips, walk the feet in. This time, if you have tight hamstrings, just keep the knees bent, moving the weight forward, and lifting the right leg up. The knee can stay bent here. You can reach up if you want, and then try to shift the weight forward. Keeping the knees bent, shift, shift, shift. Make sure you feel all that weight into the arms. Staying here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. All right, coming down. Relax, release. Take a moment. Maybe roll out. All right. Now this principle of kind of leaning into the arms, we can do that as well when we try to go into a handstand. Instead of keeping all the weight in the legs, which we are very much used to, we're going to try and shift them into the arms. All right. So now it's time to get to the wall. You cleared out some space already. You can move your mat against the wall. Okay. Make sure it's really against the wall so it doesn't slide as you're moving. And just to give you a little bit of a break on the core, we'll start with a stretching posture against the wall. We're going to try and open the shoulders a little bit more. Now, why is this so important? Well, you can imagine as I go here, if my shoulders are really not that open, as I push them over my head, my ribs are going to come out. I'm going to get this banana shape. And once my belly is like this, it's really hard to keep the core muscles engaged because they're completely stretched out, which is going to make me super unstable. So what I want to be able to keep the core active, keep the ribs close to the hips. And that means I cannot have this shape. It means I need my shoulder mobility to keep my arms over my head. Very important. So we're going to work on that against the wall. So you can press your hands against the wall in front of you, then take a few steps back. And then we're going to keep the hands where they are and let the chest come down. So you're kind of going to hang in the shoulders. This is the first attempt. Okay, so if you can, keep your legs straight, but you don't have to. You can bend your knees as well, but try and avoid this for the lower back, okay? We want just this whole opening along the front of the body. Good. Now see if you can stay here for a few breaths. Maybe you want to softly move from left to right. See if there's space for you to wiggle the chest further down. All right, good. Next, inhale. We're going to come back up. Releasing. Good. Give it a little shake. So in this posture, we were completely arching, using the whole back, kind of going like this. Now, we want to focus on just the shoulder for the next one. So that means this whole part of the body kind of needs to stay still. So you take that position against the wall again. You're going to press the wall away and then let the chest come down. But instead of hanging in the shoulders and going all the way down, you're going to now activate your core, really tighten the belly. Make sure your ribs stay in, so don't allow this. No, stay there. And then try and push down. So it looks like I have way less movement as I try and stretch in this way. But you might notice that you feel all the stretch going into the shoulders when you do it like this. So see if you can stay here as well. Keep your core super engaged. Good. Press the whole body down. Make sure your ribs stay in. Push, push, push. All right, good. Staying for one more inhale. And one more exhale. Good. Inhale, coming back up. And release. All right, good. Move it. Roll it out. All right. Now, like I said, we're going to try and come into a handstand by kind of leaning into it. Now, to really be able to lean into a handstand, we need to have like superhuman powers and be able to press up, which I don't have. Maybe some of you do. But to make it a little easier, we're going to use the wall and try and come into a handstand using it. All right. Now, first things first, before we go upside down, I want you to do a few cartwheels or attempts to fall, because you're very likely to fall out of this handstand, which is completely fine. It's not scary at all, but it's good for you to know how to fall out of it, okay? So just placing your hands down on the mat, you're going to lift one leg up, you're going to kick up, and then see if you can fall down. Or if you want, you could do an actual cartwheel, maybe just place the hands down, swing the legs up, and come back down. So just do this a few times. It feels super awkward at the beginning, but it's nice to know how to come out of it, okay? So maybe again, kick one leg up and fall out. See if it's okay for you to lift one hand off the floor, roll out. So, all right. I know that doesn't look super flattering or cool, but it's nice to know, okay? All right, so now we're going to use that wall and see if we can lean into our handstand. So I want you to be, say, arm length away from the wall, with your back against the wall or towards the wall. And placing the hands down on the floor, you're going to let your feet come up against the wall. Good. Now, I'm seeing in the mirror that I'm a little too close to the wall to extend my legs, which is fine. I'm just going to keep them bent slightly. Now, you want to feel like all the weight here is in the hands. Okay? And if you're not really sure, you could check your fingertips. Are they really pressing into the mat? Are your hands working? Do you feel it in the shoulders, in the arms? Good. Try and hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're going to come back out and take a moment. All right. So here, if your legs or if your hips were not above your hands, it was going to be super hard for your arms, for your shoulders, for your legs. Everything's going to start trembling and hurt really bad. If that was the case for you, try maybe move your hands a little closer. Or as you go up, try and check where your feet are. You don't want the feet to go all the way up as if it's a handstand, but you don't want them to be all the way down either, because then it's going to be more like a down dog. Imagine this point on the wall about hip height, and try and get your feet up there, okay? All right, we're going to try again. This time around, maybe it's easier if you watch me first and then you try, because with verbal instructions, it might be a little harder. Okay, so I'm going to bring my legs back up against the wall. Find that point where the hips are over my hands, and then I'm going to lift one leg up, not back, but up. Good, pointing the toes towards the ceiling, and then I'm going to shift less and less weight into that foot against the wall, and see if there's a moment where I can lift that foot off the wall. Okay, and then tumbling out of it, which we practiced. Okay, so I'm not lifting both feet into my handstand. I'm just softly taking it off the wall. Try to catch the weight, catch the balance. Yeah, so let's try that. You could try your favorite leg first, but then also try the other leg, okay? So I'll join you guys as we do on the other side for me. Hands come back onto the floor, hips come up, extending that leg up towards the ceiling. Check what it feels like. And then see if you can slowly start to move the other leg away from the wall. Catch your balance. Good, and when you fall, just tumble out of it. All right? Now if you start to feel the wrists, take a moment. Usually, as you work really, really hard, you're going to start to feel them. That's totally fine. They'll get stronger every time you try, so don't worry. Okay, other side, you guys are going to do it. I already did too. All right. See if you can try for the other side as well. Oh yeah, questions. You guys can ask any type of question if you want. All right. Now I'm gonna show you guys the next thing. So it's very similar, but this time we are gonna try and make the legs meet. Now, when the legs meet, usually the whole body is shifting slightly. Because to get my leg that's against the wall, to get it all the way up, I either need a lot of core strength, or I'm going to cheat and use a little bit of leverage by moving the top leg slightly back. I move my center of mass back, and it's easier for me to have the legs come together in the center. Not to get too technical, but that could create a lot of wobbling in your whole posture. So see if you can use as little leverage as possible, and try and really use the muscles in the belly to kind of pull that leg up. So it's really a lot of work for the core as you try to get up. Okay, so same thing, hands come down on the mat about shoulder width apart. You could watch me first if you want. Then bringing the feet up against the wall, lifting that favorite leg up, press the floor away. See if you can find your balance. Then slowly bring both legs up and try and catch your weight. So you saw with me, the moment my legs meet in center, my whole orientation is gone. I've used some leverage, so my whole alignment is off and I fall out. And that's very likely to happen to a lot of you as well. So just play around and see what happens as you try and get the legs to meet. All right, other way around, same thing. Or other side, I mean, same thing. Legs come up, other leg comes up, and try and slowly catch that weight. Try and find that balance. This is my least favorite side. I usually lose it. All right. So we'll do that again. But if you are feeling like the wrists are not working out right now, it's not feeling right, um, or you are getting tired there, what you could also do just to play around with shifting that weight is do the same thing in either headstand or forearm stand. What that's going to do, it's going to give you a little bit more control, and it's going to still create that feeling of shifting your weight until you let go. Okay, so if you're doing the headstand or the pincha version, try and do it with the legs towards the wall because we don't want to tumble over when we do this. So I'll show you with the headstand version. You walk your feet in, you lift one leg up, you try to keep that leg up, and then you slowly pull the other leg to meet that first leg, okay? So that way around, you get that same type of sensation as if it were against the wall in your handstand, but way more controlled, okay? Same with your pincha. You come onto the elbows, you lift one leg up, and you try to pull the other leg to meet you there, okay? So see if you can play around, maybe get that sensation of using the muscles in the core to help you get both legs up, okay? So I'm assuming you guys are trying something now. You guys could just do. And then we'll get ready for our last round, okay? For the last round, we are first going to try and kick ourselves up into a handstand. And we're going to close off with a minute-long handstand, okay? All right, so I'm going to give you like 5 more seconds to finish up what you're doing. All right. Okay, now for this final handstand drill, getting into a handstand, we're going to try and just lift our legs up by either kicking them up or by jumping up into a handstand. All right? So you can come with your face against the wall and place the hands down and pretend you are in this downward facing dog almost, okay? Now walk the hands a little closer to the wall so they're maximum of a hand away from the wall, so say 10 or 20 centimeters. Okay, now fingers are spread wide. Then you're going to try first, we're going to try and kick both legs up. You're going to lift your favorite leg up, then shifting all the weight into the hands, just like we practiced with that dolphin dip. So almost coming onto the tippy toes of that standing leg. And then make a tiny little hop, lifting the leg up. Okay, little hop. Lifting the leg up. One more, little hop. Good. All right. Other side, lifting the least favorite leg up. Come onto the tippy toes. Shift the weight into the hands. Little hop. Down. Little hop. It's my least favorite leg. Little hop. Good. All right. I hope this is working, because I want everyone to be able to be against that wall, okay? Now, if this is not working, you can also jump your legs against the wall, like a donkey kick, just bending the knees and jumping the hips up, okay? What? Sorry, neighbors. Yeah. There's a gym behind this, I think. All right. So you see we have 1 minute left, and we're going to use that minute to try and hold a handstand for the full minute. Now, in this minute, very important, try and constantly extend through the sides of the shoulders, keep those arms close to the ears, and try not to lose the focus in the core. Using these two, we are going to make that minute a little bit more bearable, okay? All right, now let me turn the clock. The moment the minute jumps, I'm going to go up, you guys are going to go up, and we're going to stay a minute, okay? So I'm just going to wait. It's not a timer, it's just this old-fashioned clock. Yeah, so if you cannot lift your leg high enough to get into your handstand, What you can do, instead of lifting it all the way and do a little hop, is you bring that leg a little lower, and then you swing it up. So by swinging both legs up, we have way more momentum, which is going to make it a lot easier for you to go up. Now, I wouldn't recommend it, but if it's still not working, you could even do it like a gymnastic, really go up like this. But like you can see, it creates so much momentum that it's, for me, impossible to catch the weight. So it makes it very uncontrolled, unless you're Simone Biles and you have like sick abs. But other than that, it's going to be really hard to control the momentum. All right, so I talked through the minute, but we're going to get ready for the next. So I want you to place your hands down on the mat, get ready, press the fingers into the floor, and we're going to come up now, lifting your legs up, and come up against the wall, really pressing the hands into the mat, press the core together, get the hips to be close to the ribs, and try not to forget to use your arms. I'm bending my knees slightly because I don't want to be in this hollow back too much. And see if you can stay here. Keep breathing. You could look down, you could look forward, whatever feels good. All right. Now maybe your arms are starting to shake. That's super normal. Maybe your head's starting to get a little red. It's starting to feel a little red. That's also really normal. Okay, keep breathing. I'm not sure where we are, but I would say we're at least halfway. And if you're starting to feel really tired, try and focus on those fingertips, pressing the fingertips into the floor like we did earlier. Okay, it's already gone 1 minute. Guys, good job. All right, now slowly exiting, coming out, getting the red out of your face. And good job. We did it. 2 minutes remaining. Okay, so we're going to use these 2 minutes to thank you guys, to say stay active, stay grounded, join us tomorrow for the next class. Yeah, we have an early morning flow tomorrow. I hear we have a hero challenge starting at 5 o'clock tomorrow. A 5-day challenge, 5 days in a row. Yeah, to become a hero. Yeah, so you guys should definitely check out our schedule. And if you want to join the hero challenge, it's a strength class for 30 minutes every day next week, every weekday next week. So see if you can tune in and join us there. Thank you, Cynthia, Johan, Lydia. Thank you for joining. I hope Asit joined as well. He was very keen. Thanks, Ferdinand, for filming. You guys don't see him, but he's like giving supportive comments as we work around. Yeah, thank you, guys. Enjoy your Sunday.